Star Wars The High Republic The Path of the Descent. This book is the second wave of High Republic books. We finished Wave 1 recently, or as they call it, Phase 1. Now we're entering Phase 2. And this book goes further into the past, where the Jedi are more archaic. They are still heavily working on forming their republic and gaining new members of that. And that was really interesting to see in this book. These books are starting to feel kind of like House of the Dragon, and what I mean by that is that they were always prequel to Game of Thrones, or not Game of Thrones, House of Dragons is prequel to Game of Thrones. This is a prequel to The Phantom Menace, and these books do an excellent job at basically taking the pre-established lore and adding things to it. But it's also neat how they do it, like where we're jumping from this point in the timeline and that point in the timeline. And so, we read a bunch of books at a certain point in the timeline. Now this is going even further back, and I like that aspect. This book was very well paced. I really enjoyed the kind of religious cult in this book and the themes of that, and how, a lot of the people weren't bothered by the religious cult because they seen them as valuable members to their society, and it was clear that every part of that people in that religion weren't necessarily bad, kind of very much having a very what's the word I want to put for it, critical review of organized religions and how those things kind of work, and how they're able to take advantage of people who want to have faith, but people having faith doesn't necessarily make them bad, things like that. So it's an interesting idea explored in this Star Wars book that's neat. A lot of the new characters were really cool, and I really liked seeing them in this book and their dynamics in the story. And just the hints of this is a prequel to the first wave of High Republic books. That was really interesting to see how that went down in this book. And yeah, it was just a really overall solid, really good book. And if you like the High Republic books, this is a sign of clear improvement. It's not to say any of those first wave of books were actually bad. They were actually very well written books, and I pre-ordered every single one and had a review for every single one as soon as possible. And that's kind of where I'm at with this, with these High Republic books. But I'm still a big fan, and I'm excited to see what's happening next. I'm, pretty soon I want to pre-order some of the ones coming out in November. But yeah, like, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time.